Guys, I'm about to lose my mind, okay? This election, I'm trying to, just stay away from the news, stay off of Twitter, social media, but it's everywhere. FaceTiming with my mom, everybody, family group chat is popping off. I need a break. I wasn't even going to do any content today, guys, so I was just going to be, focused on the election. I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to just go back to basketball to take my mind off of it. I'm going to probably more than likely go work out hella hard tonight, to try to keep my mind off these polls. Again, guys, I encourage everybody, if you want to go vote, make your voice be heard, and stay safe in these streets. Moving on, okay? An article I just came across by Sports Illustrated. It says Caitlin Clark has fired up message on Fever hiring Stephanie White. So already it seems as though not just Caitlin Clark, okay, but a lot of the Fever girls, okay? I'm talking about Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Nalissa Smith. They all was like, excited. They were literally on their social media accounts, specifically Twitter and Instagram. They were all singing the high praises of Miss Stephanie White, my former head coach of my Connecticut Sun, okay? The girls are already, welcoming her with open arms and huge smiles. It seems like everybody at Fever, no tea, no shade, they are happy with the news of Chrissy Sides no longer being their coach in favor of Stephanie White. A new era of Indiana Fever basketball began Monday with the official unveiling of Stephanie White as the franchise's new head coach. Says White replaced Chrissy Sides, who was fired on October 27th, despite helping lead the Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. In her first press conference in Indiana, White didn't waste time heaping praise on the Fever's roster and said she believes stars Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston will go down in WNBA history as the greatest to step onto the court. Says Clark repaid the compliment on Monday. She said, we know how much of a legend she is in Indiana, Clark said to White via ESPN. I think that's really cool. Playing against her, I would say I felt like her teams always had the best scouts against us. I think that just speaks to her knowledge of the game and her way to analyze, and she clearly was onto something. Hopefully, in turn, now that she knows how to stop us, that should be a good way to know how to help us beat certain things as well. True. Again, during the playoffs, okay, when it was Connecticut Sun versus the Indiana Fever girls, the Connecticut Suns flipped them Peppers up out of the playoffs, and it was because of the genius. I did a video on this, guys, last month, right, during the playoffs. I was like, if you ever study the art of war, I said, you can tell Stephanie White, she either read the 48 Laws of Power, she studied the art of war, she knows how to mitigate risk. Again, I'm in the military, I'm in the Air Force, I had to do a training on this about how to mitigate risk. Stephanie White put her lateral length, okay, aka DeWanna Bonner, 6'4", on who? Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was just getting her shots blocked. Okay, she just, again, like, if you look at DeWanna Bonner, she stands 6'4". When she does her wingspan, she's like 7'3". I mean, it's just something freaky, okay? And Stephanie White knew how to play her pieces on that chessboard. Again, when you're a head coach, okay, of a basketball team or football team, any team, but specifically basketball, right? You got that chessboard, and you got to know where to put those pieces at on the opponents, on the opposing team, on the ops. Okay, and I was like, you know what? During that game in the playoffs when Connecticut Sun defeated Indiana Fever back-to-back, okay, best 2 of 3, I said not only did the Connecticut Sun outplay and outperform the players did, okay, the opposition, that is the Indiana Fever, but Coach Stephanie White, she outcoached Christy Sides. White previously played for and coached the Fever, her home state team, years ago, and Monday marked a heartfelt homecoming for the widely beloved coach. Clark, Boston, and Fever teammate Lexi Hall were amongst those in attendance at the presser at the franchise introduced White along with new team president Kelly, I can't say her last name, and general manager Amber Cox. With a big year 2 in the WNBA coming up next May, Clark has every reason to be excited about the future of her team. Again, the jerseys are so cute. Again, guys, Stephanie White, former head coach of the Connecticut Sun, she played 5 seasons for Indiana Fever, okay? I believe she played 5 seasons in the WNBA. She only played for Indiana Fever, but I believe she was drafted when she first got drafted to the WNBA for Chicago Sky. But then she also, was the head coach, okay, of Indiana Fever, and she was also the assistant head coach for the Chicago Sky. Again, I was rooting for Stephanie White. I really wanted to see her, become the head coach of the Chicago Skyscrapers. But again, shout out to Tyler Marsh. I believe he's going to do a fantastic job, okay, of my Chicago Skyscrapers. Again, it's cute that both Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White, of course, she's right now, Caitlin Clark is a current player of Indiana Fever, but they both have the 22 jerseys. Again, both of their jersey numbers at the Indiana Fever was the jersey number 22. How cute is that? Okay, they already got that connection, that sisterhood. Again, not just Caitlin Clark, but a lot of the Indiana Fever girls have been giving Stephanie White her flowers, her roses, and they're already welcoming her with great open arms. Guys, comment down below, what do you think Stephanie White is going to do with this team? Again, Caitlin Clark is very talented offensively, but again, that defense, she is severely lacking. Let's be honest. you know, she's easily able to exploit, i.e. Dejanay Carrington. Every time Dejanay Carrington would match up on one-on-ones with Caitlin Clark, she would steal that ball from her like it was candy from a baby. Okay, she would just take her lunch money, didn't care, and like, of course, because again, if you look at Caitlin Clark, even in her collegiate basketball career, and then now in the pros, right? Even though she just played one WNBA season, her defense is severely lacking. She get the ball, someone from her, and all she does is just throw her hands up like this. Look at the refs to bail her out. She cries, pouts, and stomps, right? Like a toddler. No tea, no shade. This is real. I believe Stephanie White is going to make Caitlin Clark a defensive monster. Because Connecticut Sun, if you look at them, their offense was easy to exploit. Okay, their offense was weak, but that defense, okay, Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner, Dejanay Carrington, okay, even Olivia Nelson Adota, those girls were really good at defense, okay? Now, I believe Stephanie White is going to see that, you know, Caitlin Clark is good with those logo threes. You know, she's good with passing, assists, playing in the paint. She can be a little bit better with that. But again, that's something that, you know, that's something that comes with experience. But her defense, we can't wait for experience to, you know, catch up with her. Stephanie White is going to make Caitlin Clark a defensive player. Guys, comment down below your thoughts on Stephanie White, what she's going to do with Caitlin Clark and the rest of the Fever Girls. I can predict that we're going to see their defense skyrocket in the 2025 WNBA season.